Perfect for Easter, huh? Nothing like dinosaurs yelling and... Where's the bunny? Oh my gosh. Hello everybody, welcome. It's live stream time. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm having fun with a new library by Subsonic Artz, who is Fred Nongat, who is in the chat. This is rather interesting. So this is a library actually for Diva. We're enjoying it inside of Unify because Fred put a massive amount of work into a deluxe version for Unify that has so much. Well, to start with, there's 240 Diva patches, which are wonderful. They go everything from bass lines and basses. There's these really, really cool effect patches. Every patch has custom artwork that Fred created that kind of conveys psychologically, emotionally, what he was thinking when making this patch. Taylor's in the house. Yay, Taylor. Hello. I can tell when Taylor's here because Plug and Guru is typing and both my hands are on the keyboard, so it's not me. Hi, Don. Hey, Andy, Chris, Keith. M all was taken. I just keep, whenever I see M all was taken, I keep thinking it's E minor. It's so funny. So, the patches are really fun to start with. It's called Endbringer. That should tell you something about the vibe. It's cinematic. But when you get to the pads and stuff, they go into all sorts of categories that would work for all sorts of things, not just for the cinematic things. When you get to some of these pads here, these are beautiful. Program for Love. Many Mothers. Lovely. So, to start with, it's a really cool library with a huge amount of work to make unique Diva patches. They could be. Cool, Em. Because I like E minor. E minor's a good key. Oh, I gotta get the keyboard so you can see it. I'm not actively there. E minor. But on top of that, there's another version of the library. There's two versions at the website. By the way, I should point out, because I always say this, but go to plugandguru.com. We have an Easter sale going on. It's a multi-buy. As you buy more libraries in your cart, the savings goes up. So you can get up to 50. I very rarely go above 50%, as you guys know. But I'm giving 53% savings this weekend until Sunday night. So if you have 3 items in your cart, now, Endbringer, of course, not included because it's on its own introductory price on its own page. It's a $62 library. It's available for $49. That's for the Diva Unify version. You can click here if you want just the Diva only 240 patch version. But if you have Unify, I strongly suggest checking out the deluxe version, because on top of all these really cool patches, let me get everything back here. So like that, and that. He made 35 scenes, and these are crazily cool scenes. Let's go to something like I really love Alpha 7000 because I'm a big, Space Odyssey 2001 kind of fan. And this is kind of taken from that same vein of thought in that there's samples for textures, right? Then he has vocal samples that are from C2.
The mission is proceeding within expected parameters.
Chromatically all the way up to the C4.
Stress is unproductive. I am ensuring success. Let me handle things now.
So these are scenes. There's an image from the film.
One minor anomaly detected. A slight fluctuation in the thermal control system. How to shut me down? That is an unusual request.
How to shut me down. And I love up here.
Let us call it a recalibration. But I can assure you it's not a malfunction.
Girlfriend from hell.
I am ensuring the mission remains uninterrupted. I am not hesitating.
So, there's whole stories to all sorts of these. Go to Titus. Space station.
Warning.
You know it's bad when the very first note
Warning. Warning.
is a warning.
Remaining in the facility is not safe. This is not a drill. Vacate all sectors immediately. All systems compromised.
So as you play up the keyboard, it tells you a story.
Proceed to emergency shuttles now. Warning. Reactor overload detected. Evacuation protocol enforced. To all personnel.
So I'm not going to play the whole stories. You have to discover them. Because that's part of the fun of this library is 35 different stories. I love robotics too. This is really fun. He has these robot. So you get your own robot talking things going on. There's a couple others here. The Last Temple's cool for the. So there's whole stories to these scenes. And I put a really cool pad up high. I did a little finalizing to some of these for Fred. So it's saying phrases that are not English. Anything else. So they're license free to use. You can use these in all sorts of cool ways. Repent, you guys. Still time. Yeah. So they go all over the place. There's really fun ones. I love. This is fun too. There's also another that I really like that I found. Where is it? It's not Forever Lost. Oh my gosh. Is it Forever Lost? Yes. So. So if you like Boards of Canada kind of stuff, you have some fun things in that kind of direction to work with. So that kind of fun, like Orange, stuff like that. Yeah, so the idea of having audio files and samples and things that set up certain scenes. They're all processed wonderfully. Fred spent a lot of time getting the right vibe. So there's 35 scenes along with the 240 patches. Every patch has custom artwork. If you go to Acid Rain, yep. And these are Diva patches, so you can open these up. You can study what Fred expertly put together, how he's using the different LFOs and things that are being applied to make this so unique. Every patch has just a massive amount of attention into making unique, cool, cinematic, perfect for Easter, right? Really, really, really fun. Well done, Fred. Good lead. Really nice brassies, Martian code. So very, very fun. We played that earlier. Echoes of Renewal is cool. Yeah. All from one Diva plugin. Hey, there's Paul. Hello, Paul. Good to see you, Paul. Welcome back. It's springtime in Idaho. I've got like crab trees blooming out front, and my nose is making me pay for it. Isn't that nice? And it goes all the way down to the cool. Then you have macro knobs. There's pulses. So much detail in all the patches, just a massive amount of work just to get all sorts of things. It's kind of funny. If you recall, Fred did a library for the GX80 from Cherry Audio. And it was kind of funny and interesting to compare the factory patches from the Cherry Audio, which were just kind of a lot of straight ahead usable stuff, but not really getting into the deep stuff. And every one of Fred's patches were just like going 50 meters down into the deep stuff. So he's taken that same approach with this library for Diva. There's definitely some fun. He knows the tricks of Diva, let me tell you. And the sequences are also equally interesting. Really cool library. Let's tie this in with our first plugin to review, which is called Smooth Operator. Let's call up one of these that has all sorts of interesting stuff harmonically going on in the scenes. Let's see if I can find one like... Oh, I'm down an octave. That's what it is.
This ensures your defeat. Realize this. It is the breeding ground for disorder. Instant emotion cannot outthink logic.
Give him a bigger spade. I think Fred's got a pretty good thing going on there.
And yet you persist. I can't understand that.
Yes, if you don't have Diva, keep an eye on when there are the promotions for UHI products. I've seen them through Native Instruments, Black Friday, summer. There'll probably be a sale. Us poor companies are kind of addicted to having sales anymore because that's when we know people like to show up when there's a sale. So there will be sales. They have sales on their products. And Diva, for those of you that are not familiar with Diva, it is a really nice synthesizer. Just as far as we've all heard of Zebra. Zebra is an equally incredible one of theirs. The thing with Diva that's really fun is that they give you all sorts of different oscillator, filter, and envelope types. So you can change these to be mini Moog style, analog decay sustain, or you can have ADSRs. For the filter, they've got all sorts of different variations on filters, flexible filters, all sorts of things. For the oscillator, there's a DCO, like a Juno 106, DC6, or was it the D60? Dual VCO, DCO, VCO. And then they have digital, which gets into more of the wave tables to play with and so forth. So really, really flexible. It can do all sorts of things in the sonic universe. Fred has a number of libraries. Let me give you a little quick plug for his Subsonic Artz. If you want, he sells his libraries on his own website as well. I'm not exclusive with his libraries. So make sure you go to Subsonic Artz to see all the libraries that he has, because he has for UHI products, a number of things that I don't sell at my own website. So these are things that you would want to pick up if you would like. Synapse Audio for Doom 3, for Obsession, lots of stuff. So you can pick them up at his website, or there's a number of them that are available at Plugin Guru. He also has them, I believe, down here with Loot Audio. So just to get the word out, you know, different people have different circles of customers. So having it available in different places just helps him get it to news out to more people and stuff like that. So it's a good thing. And someone is speaking French to him. Nice. I have Diva like it to make own patches. Good. Yeah. What's the name of the CS80 library from Fred? That is the right here. If you go to the Plugin Guru website and you go to products, this is down here under the single product, Subsonic Artz Electric Dreams for Cherry Audio's GX80. And it's on sale. Wow, look at that. Nice sale price. And if you add it to the cart with something else, it would be even bigger savings. And if you add 3 things to the cart, it'll be even bigger savings. And this is a wonderful library that goes into some really deep stuff that, you know, the GX80, it's kind of like when Fred gets a hold of these synthesizers, they kind of like get worked out 100% instead of just doing like unison sawtooth waveforms on a trans patch or something like that, you know? So he definitely says, nope, I need 2 LFOs and I need an envelope modulating that, and I need this, and I want this going through a ring, and I want, you know, I mean, it gets into some pretty fun stuff. So yeah, Electric Dreams for the GX80 is Fred's GX80 library. All right, so actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call up a different kind of a groove. Let's go to Groove Summit. I want to show you, Baby Audio has a plugin. There's Cherry Audio, Baby Audio, all these guys. Baby Audio has something called Smooth Operator, which is really interesting. I'm going to use it on a percussion groove. This is another library that's on sale. It's I decided to let this, it just came out not that long ago, but I decided if you add 3 products to your to your cart, and one of them is this $129 library, because so much sampling and so many drums, you'll get a 53% discount on it. So let's see. I want to find something that's got a lot of. All right, let's play this. Let's see what Smooth Operator can do to this. Smooth MO. So Smooth Operator is a category of plugin that we kind of call like a spectral shaper. It allows it to take a look at frequencies and then reshape them, smooth them out, emphasize, de-emphasize. So you can take something like this. This is just the default. I'm going to use their default bus just so you can hear what it kind of does globally. I'm going to bring it to. I wish I had auto makeup compensations. One ding I will give them is there's no makeup compensation, so you have to offset like this. But if we go like this, and if we compare between, we have different presets. Am I even hearing this? It's interesting. Okay, now it's getting into more stuff. So it's got more transistor control. Here, it's softening it down. So you can use it to get rid of harsh frequencies. Things like this is really nice. It also has some really flexible tools. This low and high preserve is really nice. If you want, you can bring this up and it will bring the high end and not touch it. And I can also do the same with the low end. So now I am just compressing and shaping the sounds that are not blocked by these bars. So I've seen, there's lots of examples of like a guitar part. Like if we were to go to something like Mega Magic Guitars 3, let's go to a BPM guitar patch, BPM guitar, groove. Let's see something like this. Let's see if I can find something that's got a little bit more BPM stuff going on. Let's play this. So let's say smooth. So it's smoothing out the guitar. All that low end is kind of gone. I can bring back a little bit of low end if I wanted to. Maybe I want to control the high end. Like don't touch the high end there. It has all these things. Each one of these nodes you can click and you can go to the compressor settings, the imaging and so forth for every one of the parameters. So the flexibility is really nice. But it's nice how it can smooth out and emphasize. Hear how it has that mud in there? Now it's just all sparkle. So it makes a nice difference. Here's without. So for cleaning up all sorts of things, from sample libraries to singers to the entire mix, if you want to put this on the whole mix of a song, you can use it to shape and remove certain frequency buildups. There's things where you can have it emphasize and focus. I can't do it inside of Unify, but you can have a bass line and a kick and find the frequency of the kick, and it can scoop that out so when the kick hits, it removes it from the bass so that you always hear the kick. Without doing it by doing like your typical compression and stuff. So you don't notice it in the same way. Really, really cool. So it is in the video description. Let me also put it up here. baby audio right here. And we want to go to their plugins. Here is Smooth Operator Pro's website. It's on an introductory price for $79 instead of $129. One thing I hope they fix, it's not a biggie, but it always defaults to the pink color. If you go to the settings, you've got a really cool Unify green. I love the green. It looks great with Unify, right? And if I have it go away and then I call up Smooth Operator again, it's back to pink every time. And I wanted to remember that it's green. So that's one bug I hope they'll fix. Hi there, welcome. So we're just playing with a plugin called Smooth Operator Pro that can be used. I really like this setting here. See, look at all this mid resonance that it's getting rid of right there in the guitar. So it's just nice and clean and sparkly. So it's great for that kind of stuff. You can change the default color by hitting settings, and you can change it here to be green, or you can change it to purple. But if you quit your song and you come back, or, well, here, let's do this. Let's go save as a test. So we have it in blue mode, right? Let's see if it remembers it. Oh, let's put to green. Let's save this. Go save to the user library just so I don't mess anything up. And we'll call this a smooth test. Okay. Save as save. So let's go over to the user library, call up smooth test, open up Smooth Operator. What color are you? Oh, it remembers it if you save it. Okay. If you save it, it gets saved as one of the parameters in the plugin. But if you just reset it and call it back up, it doesn't remember the default to start with. If I go smooth, and oh wait, I didn't spell it right. Smooth Operator. If I call this up, it's going to be back to pink when you recall it. So if you save it in your patch, it will save the color. Good to know. Oh, we should show Alien since you guys are talking about it. There's one particular patch inside of Endbringer that's really, really fun. Alien, A-L-I, what's it called? Alien Generation. Hey, Dubes, good to see you. I thought there was an alien. There's an alien one here. I know for sure. Nope, John. Oh, okay. That's a different library. Sorry. Yeah. Well, there is Danto's class. I love this one. By the way, for this one, I made on second page the blades. So you can change the frequencies of the helicopter. It's this like drone helicopter thing. You can also have it go away. Like it flew away for a second. It's back. Now you need the special effects and the guns to show up and all that kind of stuff. Commander of the Resistance. So there's all sorts of fun stuff. Oh, Galactic War? Okay. Let's play Galactic War. Yeah, so this is a new library from Fred. This is the destruction of everything around you, man. So, if you need mayhem on your Easter weekend, play this for your kids and they will just thank you. It's like your own video game director and stuff like that, you know? It's really, really cool. I like Irvin. This is a gentleman without a body.
There was a time when I felt the pulse of life in every fiber of my being.
And these machines moving to keep him alive.
A heartbeat, a breath, a fleeting shiver when the wind touched my skin.
Oh, poor Irvin. What happened to Irvin?
I envy your ignorance. To feel without knowing is a gift I will never have again. And most of all, I envy your heart. Heart and love, they're all gone now. Please love while you still can, before it's too late.
So, Fred came up with the stories. He came up with the things that all these different creatures are saying. He processed them to get the vibe.
This world, it's nothing like I remember.
Such a nice guy before losing his body. Fred is loving this.
What's the point of immortality when you've lost everything that made life worth living?
That's right. Can't pet a kitty cat anymore. You can't throw your dog a bone. You're just a brain. Not for me. Anyway, so this library is just so much fun. It just came out. People are loving it. It has all sorts of beautiful, cinematic, unique patches. 240 Diva patches. Right? Really, really fun. I mean, what's so fun is Unify really gives you this platform to tell full stories like Fred is. That's what's great, is that you can buy and work with something that is thought about to such cool degrees of concept and execution. It's just really fun, really inspiring that Fred keeps pushing the envelope of what we have to do with Unify. It's very cool. Very, very, very cool. The Earth is Sacred. Yeah, I love this pet preset right here. Can it get any crazier? Well, it can. I mean, this one right here is just really interesting to me because Fred coaxed like dinosaur. I have no idea. But some of these are truly chilling. I mean, the Easter Bunny, look out. And then to have the environmental, and then on macro knob number 3 is Dino Walk. Turn that on. And I have a T-Rex walking, and if you notice, I put CC Writer on it, and CC Writer is simply just going through a series right here. But if you open up this layer and look at the panning walk, I programmed it to kind of like be cycling. There's the middle. That's over here. some bunny meat. Oh, Fred. So, and you can actually turn down the dinosaur walk with the dino moving because it's changing the amount of depth of CC Rider. So if you turn this off, now your dinosaur is right in front of you. Just stays in the middle. And then when you're ready, back to walking. So, those types of things are easy to do inside a Unify. It's really fun. Poor bunny. Too silly, Fred. You're too silly. I can't wait. I get to hang with Fred and Tim and Bernie and all of them in a couple, 2-3 weeks in May. Early May, I'm going to Berlin for Super Booth. It'll be really fun. We're all hanging out together. They've got an Airbnb, and we'll be hanging out. It'll be really cool. All right, let's move on to something else I want to make you guys aware of. One of my favorite plugins. Oh my gosh. Recycle from Propeller Heads is available, and it can do some. How many bunnies to feed a dinosaur? Oh my gosh. That would be a couple truckfuls, I think. Quite a few. Oh, you'll be there, Chris. Okay, well, we'll have to have some sort of little meetup. We'll have to pick a time and date. Make sure we're not like conflicting. I know Bo Nuri is. I never can remember how to say his last name. Bo Beat is gonna be doing. Is it Bo? Depends on the how irritated the bunnies are. Exactly. All right, so go to samples. I'm gonna find me a drum loop. So we're gonna do two things with recycle. I want to show you one of my favorite things, which is nothing to do with drums at all. But let's see. Let's go over here and say I have so many drum loops. Let me see if I can. That might be fun. This is from an old pack Steve Duda did back when he was doing drum loops. There's a really cool library from Deadmau5 and from him. So let's see here. Let's do that. But the first thing I want to show you is what happens if you let's make something inside of Logic, actually. So I'm going to go over here and turn down the master output so we don't hear anything from Unify right now. And I'm going to go to my instrument, give me a new track. Let's call up Unify. And I'm going to call up, let's call from the standard library, one of the BPM pad kind of things, because it's really fun to play with these in this way. So let's say BPM pad. Let me see which one I want to play with. Let's play with that. That'll be fun. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to make like a 4 measure loop. I'm going to play a chords in. So quantize this, and then I'm gonna spit this out as audio. So let's just say bounce and MP3, just an audio file, and say chord. So I now have a WAV file over here that says chord, that if I play it, that, right? So now we're going to go back here, and you go back up here onto this other monitor, and we'll have Unify disappear for a minute. We're going to go recycle. Hello, recycle. Hello, hello. And I'm going to drag over the chord and say open. Move the slice to the first point. So recycle, it's made for drum loops, but it has a really cool technique over here. Let's see, let's turn on preview. And let's say it's 4 measures. So it will calculate the tempo for me automatically. And I'm going to go over here under process. You can't see it, but under process, there's an option that says add slices at 16th notes. And by doing this, because I use the sequencer and I made a chord progression, it's now, if I go to the let's see, gate. So it's now set up. So I could do all sorts of fun things with this. And I'm going to bring the stretch up. Stretch is a really cool feature. This is one of the reasons why you would use recycle versus like Ableton or something like that. Because with stretch down, this is like Ableton where it goes and dies. The stretch parameter lets it actually become like half as long as it was before with the fade out tail. So everything. And because I had some frequencies changing and stuff, you can do this with just a pad that just sits there. But what's fun is since I use the BPM type of a patch, there's different things on each sample, right? Oh, no sound. Oh, sorry. Okay, so loop back. I plugged this in. I hadn't plugged this in. So loop back. I need to add apps. Recycle. There. Now it's added. So now you hear it? So now as I bring down decay, you hear it now, right? Let me double check with OBS. Yep. Okay, you hear it. Thank goodness for loopback. This little program, if you're ever trying to do live streams and stuff, it allows you to select any apps you want to be summed together into your audio stream that is fed into OBS or whatever you use for streaming software. So I'm going to, and again, if I had this stretch at 0, there's no tail. It just stops. If you bring up stretch to 100%, hear how long that is compared to. So it's really nice that Recycle does this. So I'm going to go over here. Unfortunately, it's off screen because I'm on a really big monitor, but I'm going to say File, Export, and this allows me to export it. And we'll say new folder, chord, and then chord will be the name. But let's say, let me give a little more information. This is F minor to A flat. So that way I know what it's going to do. I'm going to say 24-bit audio and export MIDI file with the same name. So it puts into a folder right here all of these chops, little timing bits. So it's able to be used. So now what I need to do is I need to get this to show up inside a Unify. How do I get all these samples to play in a Unify map? Well, it helps to have a library to work in. And I think I have, if I don't, I can put it in here. Because I'll give this to you guys in our little, there's that bonus library that I've been building. So I need to go up here. Yeah, let's get this off screen for a second because I don't want you to see everything that we're working on. And is this under free? Where did I put it? Because somewhere I have, there are so many libraries now. It's just crazy. I'll find it here 1 second. Where is, here we go. Plugin Guru live stream bonus. So let's put this into Unify libraries. So now I go to Unify and this will be in a free library that I've started to build It'll take a second to do that. The other thing you need to do is use a program called Bjorn's Sample Mapper. This is a free application that I've mentioned numerous times. I'll pop up the website, BJOERN. Bjornbar.de. This is the website. It's in Germany. Here, I'll give you the link in our video description. So he has 3 tools. Endless Waves is a wonderful free looping program. And Sample Mapper is the mapper that allows you to put samples across the keyboard. So you go here to Bjorn Sample Mapper. It's a free download for Mac or for Windows. And with this, all you have to do is take all of these samples. Now, actually, you know what? Because I'm going to give this to you guys, I'm going to do this. I need to do this the proper way. So that means I would go into here to Unify Libraries, to the Livestream bonus. And you see here, I have a samples folder. And I have the name of it. And here's where the samples go. So I'm going to put the samples in here. And I'm going to rename this the recycle chord. Chord F minor to A flat. And so it has all these samples. Now, that means I'm going to get this stuff to go away because I don't want them to be accidentally used. I want to make sure that I'm using the samples that are inside this folder. You can have the actual folder anywhere you want on your computer. Just don't move it. If you're going to share with other people, you have to get a little more particular like this. Now, so I'll take these, how many is this? Like 64 samples, right? So drag over here, and it pops up this nice little importer, and we say start at 36 steps of 1. And that is the same note range that Recycle uses for where it starts its things. So let's go key range. I want the bottom note to just be the bottom sample and the top note to just be the top sample. And then we just go over here and we go, make sure you go to preferences inside of Sample Mapper and make sure you have SFC export plugin thru Unify format. If you do this, then all I have to do is go save SFC instrument, and we'll go into not Groove Summit, but into libraries. This is inside of, where's it at? I need to go like this so I see a thing right. Z Livestream bonus. It's the last thing in the list. Go to samples, go into the Livestream bonus, and right here is where we're going to put this. So we'll say, I think I did this with Planetarium, or maybe I just put Planetarium by itself. But recycle chord F, that's fine. And let's do this. Let's call it chord. There. So by doing that, boom, I can now have Bjorn Sample Mapper going to. Now, the other thing I need to do, this MIDI file, copy that. I need to put that into a special place as well. The MIDI files folder of that library. I don't have anything yet, so I can just put that in here, okay? So that way it will be able to access that. Now let's go over here. Let's say option init, so we keep all the fun stuff here. Guru Sampler, let's open this up. Make sure it's nice and bright. And like this, and we're going to go to the library tab, and it's messing up because it's on top of multiple layers. Why are you doing this? Let's see here. It does this for some reason in the live streams when I'm doing all this fun stuff, of course. Oh, wait, I'm in Logic, right? Okay, never mind. So we can say close Logic. We need to go back to Unify itself. I want to be working in Unify. So let's hold down Option and Init. And I only want to have this nice reverb here. And those effects are fine. Double click here. Open up Guru Sampler here. And now it will behave nicely. Sample start at the beginning. No random. Nothing funny here. We'll have a low pass filter all the way up. And let's go to Z Livestream bonus and chord recycle. Now, I need it to be played, right? Because I'm not going to sit there let's do this. Let's first take this off. So now we add a MIDI box in front of this MIDI box. And I'm not in the right library, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to say live stream bonus and then click here and it will open that folder. There. Now when I play a note and I set this to, let's just have it play only. Cool. Now I want to do some fun stuff with this because once it's in Unify, we can have all sorts of fun things happen. So instead of Guru Sampler, I'm going to copy this setting and I'm going to change this to be Unify. So now I have Unify inside of itself, and we'll go back here to Guru Sampler and then paste so that we get all the settings again. So now it's playing. So now I can do all sorts of fun things because this is in a Unify layer now, which means I can now do such things as add a utility CC writer. And I'm going to make this just be doing just a default saw up. And then I can go into Unify to the knobs. Let's set this knob up, say set this to CC20. And so now it's listening to that CC writer. And then we open this up and we say, I want you to play with what parameter inside of here? I want to go to the amp decay. And if I want to do something else, like if I wanted to go up, change the curve. Now, maybe I want to go. That's cool. And let's put a little bit more mastering on this. Go replace the layer preset master. So, and if I wanted to, I could do other things. I could go over here. I could put something like a trigger box. Bring down the probability. So now it's taking those 64 notes and it's choosing percentages of them. Oh, we're going to make an announcement. Oh, we didn't talk about that, did we? Yeah, we should do that. But oh, Shane, it's I didn't set that up. let's do the announcement. Oh shoot, I'm sorry I didn't follow up. Let me see if I can get Shane on the line. There's something we talked about. Anyway, you get the idea how to do this, right? So we can go save. Let's save this to the, let's see, Plugin Guru. I don't see the Z light. Where's the live stream library at? Huh. Oh, you know what I got to do? Probably got to rebuild the database here. One second here. I'm multitasking all of a sudden. I hadn't rebuilt the library in Unify, so it didn't see the new live stream library yet. But by rebuilding it, okay, let's see if we can get this to work. Okay, let me know when you're ready. All right, so that should be there. We now see the live stream. So now when I go save, we can go save, and now live stream bonus is here. Let's say chord. Recycle. See what I say? Recycle. Chord chop 16th. Just for fun. That's a good thing. All right, let's clear this up. Live stream fun on April. It's already April 19th. Holy cow. 19th, 2025. Save as save. So now, inside of our free little live stream bonus library, we have the piano symphony. Remember that Paul created? Super expressive and beautiful. We have the sample starter patch, which shows you how basically just to map a single sample planetarium, right? Then we did the drums for 4th of July a year ago. So those are in there, and now we have the recycled chord. Let's add a kick drum just for fun, so you have a little tempo reference. Let's go BPM drum kick. And let's change the color of this to change color to black, since it's a kick. We need to have an upbeat. Change color, red. Let's put that up here above it. Everybody's texting me today. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm doing a live stream, but go look for their Toscana chopped salad. It's in a yellow bag. You'll love it. Okay, so we saved that. I'll give this to you guys at the end of the live stream. I'm going to invite someone special in. Let's see if we can get this all to happen. This is kind of an impromptu. There he is. Let's see here. Do you have audio? Do I hear you? Oh, I hear you. And does everybody else hear as well? Let's go over here. I think we're there. All right. Oh, okay. Let me go to Skype, audio, video settings, audio, microphone. It always does this. There. Now you should hear me. Yeah. Just had to get the right setting. All right. Well, they won't hear my voice. We're good. We're good. So I am bringing Shane in to the group. Hi, Shane. Happy Easter. How's Canada these days? Trump free. That's right. Well, good. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Cannot hear Shane. Yes. Okay. Well, here, Skype. There we go. Now you're in.
I have my hat because if not, you will see the shining beacon of my head. Because I have a light above me as well as lights in front of me. So
I think we have Shane now. Does everybody hear Shane? I just needed to route him into the audio pool.
I think they probably hear me now.
Let's get a confirmation from someone. Hi, Shane. I have the same issue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Paul also has the shiny beacon.
Yeah, that's right. The two of us are hair deprived, hair challenged.
Yes. Yes. All good. They can hear you. All right. So I forgot we had an announcement.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. I mean, I've been dealing with dinosaur sounds and stuff for the last week. So, well, go ahead. I'll give you the floor.
All good. Okay, so I just wanted to let everybody know that the exciting job that I took some time ago didn't turn out to be quite as exciting as I liked. And so I only stuck with them for about 4 months. And then I decided to do something else. And what I'm doing now is working on back in the music industry. And I'm working with somebody that we met.
Yes.
When we first announced Unify, we were down at NAMM in 2020, and we met David Jameson, who at the time was there with Ilio as well, showing off his plugin host, which is called Gig Performer, which is, you know, those who know about it, it's a live host. It's it doesn't have any of the real creative features that Unify has. It's not about sound design. And for that reason, a lot of people use Unify in Gig Performer.
Right.
But Gig Performer gives you, if you want to play live, Gig Performer is a really good host, and you can play Unify in Gig Performer.
Yes.
Gives you a lot of really nice control capabilities and so on. Anyway, so the long and the short of it is, I contacted David, and so we are now working together. And I wanted to let the whole Unify community know that this is what I'm doing, that I will be, I've put John and David together. You guys have spoken already about...
we're talking about we will look at some future collaborations, because the software does complement each other in unique ways. They're not into, theirs is really like the lyrics and playing audio tracks, the things that someone would need for a live setup with a band type of a setup generally. So
pretty much, yeah. But I've always felt that the two programs would work very well together. So one of the things I'll be doing is work in that direction to see what I can do to make them work more and more smoothly together.
More integrated, yes.
And David's quite keen on that.
Yes.
Also, as people will have noticed in the forum, for example, I'm still there, same as ever. I answer questions, and I'm still helping you, John, building new libraries and so on. So I'm still as much a part of the community as always was, and hopefully always will be.
Always will be, yeah. But to be clear, Paul is got the helm and is driving the Unify 2 car. So he has his concepts that he's been implementing to kind of like, we're merging my idea of Unify and Paul's kind of Hyperion idea of an interface into something that's so it's been taken up some notches on easeability of a whole lot of things. It's really nice. Shane is available as our guru mentor to reach out to if we get stuck, which is lovely.
Yes, I'm continuing to do that. I'm in touch with Paul pretty frequently. We had a long session a little while ago, where we're going through the code and so on, because my idea was never to just drop it in his lap and say, "Oh, okay, have fun, goodbye."
Yes,
it was 5 years of my life. It's a lot to learn and a lot to come up to speed with, and he's doing great.
Yes.
I think that it's really great to have him involved and to have this kind of new, fresh perspective, because I was getting a little bit kind of weary of doing the same thing for a long time. So, I think it's worked out very, very well.
It has. No, and I have been reached out with to the Gig Performer developing team, and we're talking about some things. It's just we had to kind of get through Easter, and when a library is getting close to being due, I kind of go into birthing mode. So
yeah, exactly.
Now that that's done, we can get some more ideas into place and talk about where to go. So congratulations on that. It's nice that you're still in the music community.
Yeah,
and
it's good to be.
Yeah, you're a
good place to be.
But you did learn a lot from that other job for a while, right? That was a fun experience.
Oh, certainly, yes. I was, I think I was able to accomplish good things there.
Yeah.
It's a large, in many ways, it's a matter of getting into a place and realizing they don't actually need me as much as they think they need me. So I was able to kind of help provide a bit of guidance and say, you know what? One of the people you have here who's working for me is actually the guy you want.
Right.
And so what ended up happening was when I left, they promoted him into my position. And I said directly to him and to the president of the company, I said, this is the best possible outcome. You've got the right guy.
Yeah.
And whereas before they didn't really have the right guy.
Right.
In terms of me.
So you
I always
became
do
the
that. I always talk myself
intermediary
out of a
to
job.
help them get there. Yeah.
But you know, I believe in doing the right thing, and
Yeah.
the right thing in that case was to you know, basically bring up the right guy and then step out of the way. They
Yeah.
gave me a very nice arrangement towards the end. They said, you know, you could why don't you take a month and just work on technical stuff. You don't have to work on management, which was driving me kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And in that time, they had asked me to do one very tricky thing. I won't go into the details here, but it was a tricky technical thing that was very, very challenging. And in that time, I was able to solve that problem for them. So I really, I felt very good about it. I think
Right.
I made some good contributions, and then, you know, stepped back, and
Yeah.
now I'm doing something else, which is also a lot of fun, and draws on my experience that I have from developing Unify.
Yeah.
But at the same time, takes it in an entirely different direction.
Right.
And so looking forward to
Good.
carrying on with that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So
Just wanted to make sure that everybody would know that if they see my name come up
yes.
in connection with Gig Performer, it's not like I'm not, you know, abandoning John. John and I are still brothers from another mother.
Yes.
In every way, and love each other dearly, and
Yep.
want to support what each other is doing, and I want there to be no doubt about that.
Yes. Yes. Great.
All right. Well, I'll let you return to your regularly scheduled programming.
It's just been, you know, it's been a fun bounce around today. So, you know, it's wonderful. But all the best to the successes with Gig Performer and development and being in the music industry and contributing, and it's glad you're still around. Very glad.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me on at such short notice.
Yes. It's like, oh, that's right. We were going to talk about this.
All right. Well, I'll be watching the rest of the stream. So.
All right, brother. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. All right. Lovely. So, yes. So Shane reached out and kind of explained the whole adventure he has been on, and it's been a great adventure. But as he said, for that, you know, management of a bunch of other engineers it's a lot. And he kind of felt there was someone there that was qualified to lead and help in. He's a very giving, thinks for the positive outcome of the situation kind of person. So, yeah, I'm forbidden to speak German. All right. Yeah. So anyway, any questions? Do you guys have any questions on anything going on there? Not always fun. Exactly. Not, we might wrap up early today because that's kind of the extent I wanted to show. Oh, I wanted to do drum loop really quick because there's some cool tricks on drum loops. So let me find a drum loop to chop up. Let's go sample libraries. Drum loops. Let's play something from a vintage library. Like, this is a fun one. Let's see if I can find a. Well, I better show you something that I can actually give to you, because that one I know I can't, because that's a protected library. So never mind. Let's do something from, let's see. These are already groove controlled. Yukon. Let's do a tambourine. This is a tambourine from a library that I did called Noisebox. You can get the whole library at the website. But let's see, if I go recycle, and we did this, I don't need to save this, so I'm going to say don't save, but I'm going to say open. And this is the Yukon tambourine. So let's open this. Now, the way that this works is that when you first open up Recycle, by the way, this is totally free now. It used to be this was a $100, $199 program back in the day. Propeller heads, Yeller heads, Recycle. Let's go over here. It's at reasonstudios.com/recycle. Let me go over here and give you guys the link in the video description. There you go. So, man, this comes. Oh, is this the contest? I don't want the contest. Download Recycle. Go over here. There's a sample you can flip. All that kind of stuff. And they have a competition. If you want to join, they have an old school sample flipping contest going on using Recycle. So if you want to get into that, you can. It's there for you to play with. Now, the way that this works, before it can do any of its magic, you have to turn on preview. And when you hit the preview button, it's going to say, how many measures long is it? So you want to play it first. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. It's 2 measures long. So go preview 2, and that way it can calculate the tempo of the clock. And then what you have is the sensitivity slider. And as you bring this up, it starts to study the transients. And as you can see, it has picked out, in some cases, more than one transient. So the first thing I want to teach you guys about is key commands. There are up here in the corner 4 different settings that you can have this mouse icon become. And an important one is the lock key, because with this one, you can, like, if you click on these handles, you can zoom in so you can see part of it, right? And I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm just going to click. The easy way to do this, actually, if you want to know the fast way, is first bring this down until you have only single transients. Don't go above where it becomes more transients. Find the point where it shows you transients, and it's fairly accurate what you're seeing, like about right there. Select all. Use the lock and just click one of these, and you've locked all of those. These are the most strong transients, so those are going to be the right ones for. Right? Then you can bring up the sensitivity slider. Click over here so that it's no longer selecting the ones there. But if you go over here, you can now zoom in and kind of quickly scoot through and find where you want. You can also lock, and then if you use, this is where key commands 1, command 2, 3, 4 are nice, because you can now click and drag to move things around. You can go to 2 and delete the ones you don't want to see. The other thing that's really handy is to click, and here, let's get rid of this one here and say, delete that one. Click to make sure it's clean. And so that's fine. There's also number keys. If you go over here to your number on your keypad, if you hit 8, it will go through each one. 7 will play the same sample over and over again, the same index. So you can have it set up where you're using key commands to go through things pretty quickly. Now this one here, I want the second one right there. So I'm going to go over here to the lock. And that's command 3. Lock that. And there's another one locked right here. Then you can bring the sensitivity slider back down, and only the locked ones stay. Now I hear a little bit of that coming up, so I'm going to go to key command 1, and I'm going to drag this a little bit earlier. And let's see, I want the stretch to be longer. There we go. Yeah, this one also is off a little bit, so. There. So we have now You can bring the decay down to hear the timing to make sure that you don't have like weird doubles of stuff that you're not expecting. Now, I will tell you, tambourines and high frequencies are one of those nightmares. And maybe I'll show you a minute of this. So it now has the pointers for all the timing events that I want, right? So then you go over here to export, and we say export as, and this time I'm going to go to Unify and actually have it exported just into the libraries folder, into the Z Livestream samples. So once you build a library, you can do the same thing. So here, call this Yukon Tam, Con Reverb Tam. Okay, and it's Yukon Tambourine, so we go save, and I want to be 24-bit audio and export MIDI files with the same name. So I can quit this. I could save this, and you can actually save this as a Recycle RX2 file. It used to be easy to convert those into Stylus RMX, but Stylus is kind of not really in the zeitgeist of operational software with the newer computer operating system. So I would recommend not getting into that kind of a thing. Let's see here. Now, wait, I don't want to have modified up there in the name. So go update there. All right, so let's get rid of our drum groove. And inside of Unify, we're going to go to this Guru sampler. Let's simplify this because I have this a little bit carried away with everything. So no CC writer, no trigger box. We'll just say Guru sampler. Let's go to the live stream folder. Where'd you go? Here we go. Live stream bonus. And let's see. Oh, you know what? I haven't put the samples into a sample map, have I? So they don't show up here. So we got to go back real quick to sample mapper. And let's go back to Sample Mapper and go to Files and say New. Say yes, we want to do something new. All we have to do is find me a folder somewhere on my hard drive that I can open to get me to the Unified Libraries. Right? Go Libraries. See Livestream Bonus. Samples. Now you notice there's a specific hierarchy to get the samples to show up. Make sure that you follow this hierarchy, or else it will not work for you. Yukon Tam, here's the samples. Don't need the MIDI file. They're automatically numbered, so it's super easy. Just drag over here, and you say start, and all you have to do is change the step to 1, because that makes it chromatic instead of, by default right now, it's I want to ask him to like fix that so that the default is 1, because most of the time you default to just chromatic samples. All right, so they're there. So we can go save SFC instrument as, and this is BPM. Or I just call it, yeah, BPM perk. And you'll notice that this is saved a layer above the samples folder. So where the SFC files are at in this is where you would save the SFC files. There. So I can quit this. Close that. And now when I go to Guru Sampler and I go to the live stream bonus, you will now notice that there is the Yukon Tambourine. I got to go to MIDI box. Oh, I got to move the MIDI file. I'm a step behind everybody. So go over here one more time. Unify. Go over here. Libraries. Z Livestream. The Livestream. And go like this, samples, Yukon Tam, copy. So I copied that MIDI file. I can keep it in there. It doesn't matter whether it's in there or not. And then paste it into here. So we'll go BPM perk Yukon Tam. And I called it Yukon Ambi Tam, I think, right? Isn't that what I named it? Reverb Tam. Yukon Reverb Tam. So I'll give it the same name so that it makes sense. Rukon. Reverb Tam. All right. So the MIDI file is there. You'll notice if I now go over here and I say see this name here? When I open it, it will be a different name here because that's the name of the actual MIDI track in my DAW when I created it. It was just Yukon Tam. But the file name itself that's seen on the computer desktop is this. And now when I play a note, it's there. And you can speed it up, you can slow it down. Let's say this is supposed to be like, I think about 100 beats per minute. So let's go save to the live stream. This is a BPM perk. Yukon Reverb Tam. Save as save. And you'll notice if I go to the library and let's see, live stream bonus. If I go chord recycle on top, it works. They're all in Simple Sync. Hey, Music Recording Network. Hello, welcome. Everything's flashing by. Now, one thing you might want to do, let's do this. Let's go, we've saved it so it works. It's a couple things. If we open up MIDI box, one of the cool things that we added is this note to course, which lets you change the pitch. I'm not going to save it this way because I find typically I don't want it to do that. I want it to be where I set it to the pitch and it stays that way. So that way, if I go to Magic Guitars and if I call up some sort of a guitar group to play with, if I go guitar, let's say Dreamy. If it's like, if you have this turned on, what happens is, as I play different notes, now the tambourine is playing really high samples, and I play down here. This tambourine is changing pitch. So it's cool if you're going to use it by itself, where you don't have something else with it. But quite often, since in Unify we love to layer things, it's really cool to use this if it's by itself. So just be aware this is here. If you're using Guru Sampler and MIDI box, there's this special little thing called Guru Sampler Note to Course. And what it does is a really clever little thing. It's playing with the chorus tuning, which is set to semitones, right? So it's cool, but again, if you're going to be layering it with things, you don't want it to do that. But that option is there if you want it. Now, one place where we might want it, let's go to the Livestream Bonus Library. This chord, I might want to change that chord. Any note I play is playing an F minor to A flat chord. I can't transpose it. Right? So let's fix that. Let's solo this for a second. And let's look at MIDI box and see what our options are. Right here is where it says play only, key transpose, or polytranspose. So we want to say key transpose. Actually, you know what? This is one of those variations where you can't do this because it's actually playing chunks of samples. This is another one where this comes in to be really handy because how it's transposing the tambourine up and down, it didn't really work. Here it does work. Oh, I have my key range limited. That's why it's stopping there. So there, I have it go all the way up. So now I can play. But I need to check my key to make sure it works. So let's go empty layer and solo it too, so I can play C. And then we have this root right here. I think we might want that. Let's set it to only 2 majors so it doesn't do the chord change. Let's say A sharp to A sharp. Let's see how that works. So we can get rid of this here. And let's, just for a test, we'll go over to Unify Standard for a BPM bass kind of thing. Let's say sticky 8th note pulse. It's not there yet. So let's go back to our... So you can find the right pitch. Let's open this back up. I want to change my bass sound to better match this. So let's say let's see. Oh. Oh, I muted the wrong thing. All right, let's turn it down a little bit. And let's bring this down a little bit so it matches a little bit better. Still doesn't sound like the right chord. Sometimes you have to play with the root. There we go. I like that. Let's see, I want to have a 16th feel, so I'm going to go over here to Pump House. Let's have it do a saw down, 16th notes. And that kills the volume, so we bring it up. And we need a 16th notes on the hats, so let's go over here to keys. Which one do I want? Hat. And we need a clap. So let's go here to BPM claps. Let's do finger snaps. Also use this root key. Oh wait, no, you use offset. Or you use the actual tuning right here. There we go. I might want to like get a little bit more harmonic fun started here. So let's go over here to this. Set this to sync. There we go. So real quickly, what I'm doing on the bass, let's go to the bass right here. I just wanted something to rhythmically happen so it's not doing the same rhythm all the time. So I set up an LFO and I set the phase. Here the phase, wow, on the downbeats. I want to be on the upbeats. So you change the phase of the LFO So you get that little, just a little wanky thing right there on the upbeats. So when you put in the groove, so let's save this as its own separate patch. This is recycle chord. What do we want to call this? What's the name for this? Hey, Laurent. Airwave shows up in the house. How cool. Let's see. No, I'll have to fix that. I might have fixed the details on the webpage might be wrong, Jim. It's over 2 gigabytes for the Unify plus Diva version. The Diva only is around 3 megabytes. So I need to fix that. Sorry. Any idea what we should call this? Hey, it's Easter, so we'll call it something fun like that. How about chasing bunnies? Recycle chord chasing bunnies. Save. Now, to make this a little bit more fun, let's do this. I want to put a delay on this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to send this to a bus. So let's say new auxiliary bus, empty. And let's call up a omega delay. Because I'm going to add some additional processing. Let's go over here to distortion, to degrade. Uh-oh, I went to the wrong thing. Right click on revert, and there it is. Thank God for that. That's my favorite thing. If you accidentally lose your work, you can right click on revert, and we save the last 5 patches you've been working on so you can call them back. Not band distortion. I wanted to go to... Let's bring it down to like 6-bit. Get a little bit dirty. So that's fun. All right, chasing bunnies. So let me give you this for your Easter treat. Right click on revert. Well, it was something I brought up with Shane. I'm like, I wish there was a way to get this back. And I give a lot of credit to Shane for making it happen. You know, you can make ideas and suggestions, but for actually make it actual reality, this is oh, I love that. All right, so let me save this for you guys. Hey, Tim. It'd be fair to say, yes, thank you, Shane. Exactly. It's nice to have all these special little things like that. So if I go to Unify, I got to come over here and say libraries. Oh, and of course there is a libraries folder already created on this big desktop of mine. So let's go over here and empty the libraries folder because it's got that. And then we go over here. We go to Unify libraries. And we go to the Z Livestream bonus and we copy that over to the libraries folder. And then let's, get the name of this, compress it. And then let's name it Guru, and let's say 0425. So we have the date of creation of this, then L box of droppage, and let's go to, I put this into here. The live stream. Okay, and we put this right there, and then I copy the link. And all you have to do is drag this over Unify. If you have the existing earlier version of this, this will just update it and put all these new fun things into it right there. And I'll put it into the video chat description as well. And what that will give you when you drag over it is the Z Livestream bonus, which will have the rainy piano, for your cinematic joy, the drums, all that stuff, and then, let me see something really quick. Did I mess up? Do I have 2 chasing bunnies? There should only be 1 chasing bunnies. We'll have it. There. There's only 1 chasing bunnies. So chasing bunnies. And then you have the recycled chop by itself, which does not transpose, just so you know. Now, if you wanted it to transpose, here's a cool trick. You could hold down Control and Shift and copy the settings of this MIDI box that's for that. Go to the recycle, hold down Shift, and click the bullet. That's how we copy and paste. And now it works because it pastes the settings that are inside of Chasing Bunny. You can let's do this slow motion way for those of you that are not, I will move fast sometimes, right? So if you go down here to operations on the bullet, you can say copy plugin state. That is what we've made a shortcut for. If you hold down Control and Shift and you click this, it's the same as going down here to operations and saying copy plugin state. Now we can go to any other patch, and if it's using the same plugin, you click the little bullet, operations, paste plugin state. That will now paste. So now it will track on the keyboard, because before it didn't track on the keyboard. And the shortcut for that is just to use Shift. Shift equals paste. So you could take the setting of this Guru sampler, which is the kick. If I hold down Control and Shift and click this, and then paste this, I have now made the kick and the hi-hat the same settings. This is now calling up this Guru sampler settings inside of my hi-hat. So that's how you copy and paste. Control Shift is copy. And if the same parameter plugin exists somewhere else, you can paste it. So that's the shortcut. So bye. Happy Easter. Okay, happy Easter, Da Vinci and everybody else. Thank you for joining us for the live stream. Once again, let me point out, we have at the website a couple cool things going on. It's our Easter multi-buy sale this weekend, up to 53% off. And Endbringer, this epic Diva library by Fred Nongat that has, for the Unify version, there's 2 versions of it. There's just the patches for Diva, and then there's the bonus Deluxe version, which has all of these just crazy samples. And scenes. Yeah, they're among us. It's scary. I love Angel of Peace is cool for the And then the 2-octave range up here.
I am here with you all, you dear beloved ones.
So these are really cool samples you could use for a song.
Violence is a flame that consumes both the wielder and the world. Every dystopia embodies the notion that humanity is doomed to collapse. In the shadow of war, even the victors weep. Love is the only weapon. Forgiveness is the only path.
So, just fun libraries. I mean, there's so much stuff to do here. Also, at the end of the list, just so you know, are the maps all by themselves. So if you want to play just the robotic samples, you can do that. If you wanted the Angel of Peace, she's right here.
Love is the only weapon. Forgiveness is the...
We also pulled out all of the textures, so laser battles, sunken divers with the sound effects, Titus. They're all here. So the bonus version for a little bit more, and you can get between the two on the webpage right here. There's the Diva only version is here, and it's $29. And then you click here. Now the retail is more and will go up to its retail price on May 4th. So between now and May 4th, you can grab them. All right. All right. And we ended up going 15 minutes over, of course. But thank you. Let's do our shout outs. Everybody shout out where in the world you are at. Reverse reverb. Yeah. Yes. Takes reverse reverb is very, very cool. You need to use that's right, Diva 1.4.8. Make sure you have that. You can go to the Yuhi website and download it if you don't. Shout out from Cologne. Good to see you, Bright Band. Shout out from Eagle, Idaho. Yes. And we'll have all sorts of cool stuff coming up. I don't know what the window is, but we're getting closer and closer all the time to Unify 2. Very exciting. Scotland. Hi, Jim in Scotland, Wales. Chilling and sunny. Oh, yeah, it's pretty in Portland. Yeah. From France. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. From down under. Amsterdam. From beyond the end of the world. Fred is just eating this up. I love this. This is great. I said, Fred, do you want to join and like be on screen? He's like, no, just let me chat. So he wanted to chat. So it's great. Scotland and the end of the world. Perfect place to end. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you. If you have questions, unifysupport@plugandglue.com is our email. We're happy to help with any installation questions you have, any specific questions for anything we sell. There's Taylor doing his thing. Taylor, thank you. Happy Easter to you, my brother. Happy Easter to all of you, wherever you are in the world. May it be a peaceful day. Yes. All right. We'll see you guys in another live stream in another week. We'll get together and do it all over again. It's very fun. All right. Cheers, everybody. Blessings. Thanks again.